Hi, everyone. Welcome to class number 5 of our series, Conversational English for Beginners. Today, we have some new vocabulary and we will practice prepositions. What are prepositions? Let's get started and find out. As always, the materials you need for this class are in the description of the video. Use the link to open the document that says class number 5, and we can begin. Now, in our last class, I told you that we will use our around town vocabulary list in the class today. I hope you had some time to review and study the words here. Again, I know that most of my viewers, most of my class members are Spanish speakers. So I have translations here. And in class, I want to practice the pronunciation and give you some examples of sentences or phrases using these words. Around town vocabulary. A town is a smaller city. Do you live in a big city or a small town? I live in a suburb of a big city. A suburb is a smaller city in the area of a big city. Let's take a look at our community landmarks. Landmarks are important places in your area. To begin, we have bank. Bank. I need to go to the bank to deposit money. Library. Library. In the library, I can read free books. Street. Street. I live on a quiet street. Highway. Highway. A highway is a very busy street with traffic. Movie theater. Movie theater. In English, the sound is hard. Der. Theater. Do you prefer to go to the movie theater or to watch Netflix? Court. Court. We go to court to pay traffic tickets. School. School. We have elementary school, middle school, high school, and college or university. Corner. Corner. To give directions to someone, you can describe the corner of two streets. You can find a corner on a map. Factory. Factory. She works in a factory. Gas station. Gas station. You may see a gas station on every corner in some cities. Gym. Gym. We do exercise at the gym. I take yoga at the gym. Hospital. Hospital. Many of these words are cognates. For example, hospital looks identical in Spanish or in English, but the pronunciation is different. Church. Church. People who are Christian go to church. People who are Jewish go to temple. And people who are Muslim go to mosque. Shopping mall. Shopping mall. Or just mall. Just mall is okay. You can visit many stores at the mall. But today, Amazon is more popular than the mall, right? Department. Department. In the mall, you will find many department stores. For example, Macy's, Dillard's, Bloomingdale's, Belk, J.C. Penney. Department stores are divided into different departments. For example, the men's department, the women's department, the children's department, and so on. Entrance. Entrance. The entrance is the door to enter a mall or a store. Free. Free. I like free things at the mall. Jewelry store. Jewelry store. This is a difficult word to pronounce in English. Jewelry, jewelry. You can slow it down if you need to. In the jewelry store, you can buy diamonds, rings, earrings, and so on. Toy store. Toy store. Again, today you do not see as many toy stores in malls. Stores like Target, Walmart, all have a big selection of toys for children. Bookstore. Bookstore. I love to go to the bookstore. In the bookstore, you buy books, but in the library, books are free. Receipt. Receipt. You do not hear the P. You need a receipt to return a shirt, a book to the store. Clothing. Clothing. This word clothing refers to any piece of clothing. Shirt, pants, jeans, skirt, dress. Exit. Exit. Where is the exit? The exit is the opposite of the entrance. Supermarket. Supermarket. My favorite supermarket is Publix. Credit card. Credit card. Store. Store. In general, any store you can imagine. Street sign. Street sign. You may see a street sign at the corner. Maybe a stop sign. Bus stop. Bus stop. If you say this quickly, bus stop. Bus stop. Hair salon. Hair salon. Hair salon. Restaurant. Restaurant. Again, it's a very quick and a natural conversation. What's your favorite restaurant? What is your favorite restaurant? Traffic light. Traffic light. We have red, yellow, and green. Green light means go. Theater. Theater. You go to a theater for a concert or a play. This is a bit different from movie theater. A movie theater is specifically for movies. A theater in general is for more events, community events, maybe live events. And last, we have university. University. A university is a big school, typically with many different colleges or departments, areas of study. Okay, now we have a few words that you can use while shopping, when you go shopping. Ir de compras, shopping. Cheap. Cheap. So you know that we can describe an object as cheap, or we can also describe a person as cheap. A cheap person does not like to spend money. The opposite of cheap is expensive. Ooh, that new phone is expensive. Too expensive. No. Directory. Directory. If you are in a mall, you can ask, where is the directory? A directory is a type of map. Butcher shop. Butcher shop. For my Spanish-speaking friends, you start to notice that herria is always shop or store in English. This can be helpful. A butcher shop, a toy store, bookstore. Shop is another word for a small store. Bill or check. Bill or check. When you finish in a restaurant, you can say, check please. Now we have jobs in the community. For example, artist. Artist. Remember, in English, gender does not matter here. So, a man or a woman can be an artist. Cashier. Cashier. Where does a cashier work? In a store. Or maybe in a bank. Scientist. Scientist. Cook. Chef. Cook. Chef. A chef is generally a cook with training, more training, or formal training. We also have doctor. Doctor. So the first O sounds a little longer. Doctor. Doctor. Manager. Manager. The manager is the boss or the supervisor, typically. Server. Server. In a restaurant, the server takes your order, gives you drinks, and makes sure you have everything you need. Again, server is a word we use in English that does not have gender. Hairstylist. Hairstylist. A hairstylist works in a hair salon. Police officer. Police officer. Teacher. Professor. Teacher. Professor. In English, a professor is someone who works in a college or a university. So in English, there's a difference between teacher and professor. A teacher can be anyone who teaches. I am a YouTube teacher. A professor is a specific category of teacher and has very specific training and a very specific job title. Receptionist. Receptionist. The receptionist is the employee in the office, for example, a doctor's office, who answers the phone, who makes appointments, who answers your questions. Worker. Worker. This is a general job description for anyone who works in a factory, in a store. So if I don't know the correct title for a person, I can say they work in a factory. They are a factory worker until I learn their specific job title. And finally, we have salesperson. You can say, he works as a salesperson in the shoe department. Take a few minutes to consider your community. Try to write maybe 5 sentences that describe your area, your friends, your family. Where do you work? Where do your friends work? Who in your family goes to school, to university? Do you know a hairstylist? Take a few minutes to be creative. I'll wait. Excellent. I hope you feel more comfortable with this vocabulary. With more and more practice, you can use all of these words in your day to day conversations. Let's look at page 2 of the class number 5 document. I want to talk to you about prepositions. So we have vocabulary, and now we have new grammar. Prepositions are words or phrases that we can use to describe location. Prepositions also help us to connect pieces of information in the sentences that we create. So, I want you to take a few moments and I want you to draw as I draw. Okay, I know this feels silly, but you will understand the purpose soon. So you can print this document or you can use your own paper to draw by hand. First, I want to draw a dog. The dog can go here. I am no artist. I apologize. But you see, here we have a dog, okay? And I also want you to draw a fence. A fence. I know this is terrible. A fence is a wall outside. Usually, a fence is made of wood or metal. But here we have a fence, okay? I am sure your fence looks great, better than mine. Okay. Now, I want to ask a question. Where is the dog? Well, I can use prepositions to describe the location of the dog. For example, in this picture, the dog is behind the fence. Behind the fence. Or the dog can move. Let's draw a house next. I know this. Oh, this is beautiful. Wow, a beautiful house. Ooh, okay. So you also draw a house, draw a tree. This is a tree. Okay. And I want to put the dog here. If you need time, you can pause the video, but hopefully you have your picture ready also. I know my picture is ugly. I'm sorry. But now, if I ask the question, where is the dog? I can use even more prepositions. For example, I can say, the dog is under the tree. The dog is under the tree. Or the dog is next to the tree. The dog is next to the tree. For my Spanish speakers out there, el perro está al lado del árbol. Or I can say the dog is between the tree and the house. The dog is between the tree and the house. I can also say the dog is outside. The dog is outside in general. Now let's move the dog again. Let's say I have a window here. And actually, I can see the dog. I can see the dog. Oh, hey. In this case, the dog is inside, or the dog is inside the house. We can also just say the dog is in the house. The dog is in the house. El perro está en la casa. Or we can say the dog is inside. When we say inside or outside, generally we understand they are completely inside, secure, or completely outside, loose, suelto. All right, let's get a little crazy. Up here, what if the dog climbs? What if the dog climbs? Oh my goodness. I don't know. The dog is bigger and bigger. Oh my goodness. In this case, we can say the dog is on the roof. The dog is on the roof. Or the dog is on top of the house. On top of the house. So in English, we have a difference between in and on. The dog is in the house. The dog is on the roof. Does that make sense? Generally, in English, when we say in the house, we mean he is covered, right? He is protected. Or if we say on or on top of, he is up, he is above, right? Maybe his feet are touching, but he is physically above. Okay? That takes some practice for sure. Now, you have some space here to describe the dog in your picture. When you feel comfortable, when you are able to describe the location of your dog, you can begin to use prepositions to describe the places in your community, right? Think about this. If you imagine a map and I say, in your town or in your city, where is the gas station? You can say, well, the gas station is next to the supermarket. Or you can say, the library is inside the school. The church is on the corner. My favorite restaurant is in front of the mall. And so on. Take some time this week to practice these preposition words. The more you practice, the more comfortable you will feel in natural conversations. I hope you enjoyed today's class. Feel free to like and share this video with friends who may also find this content helpful. I'll see you next time.